Hey guys, I'm Peter Pinto.
And I'm Jennifer Davis.
And welcome to the first ever episode of Heavy Thoughts, where Jen and I will sit down, drink a little coffee, and answer your questions on fitness, nutrition, and motivation. So today, the conversation is going to be stemming around goals, motivation, and workout ideas. We asked you guys to shoot goal and that topic type of questions to us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, Snapchat. And we got a few questions for you today, and we're just gonna ask and talk about that. What do you think? How do you feel about
Sounds good.
How important is it that other people understand taking care of yourself is not selfish? And how important is it that you understand? You want to take that one away, Jen?
Well, I'll take just a little bit. The first part, like whenever I read that, the first thing that came to my head was, the first thought was, like, you shouldn't really care, first of all, what other people think. It's not that important that other people know. If I'm reading this correctly.
They should care what I think, right? Yeah, right, Jen?
I guess.
No.
Other people say take care of yourself is not being selfish. First off, don't worry what other people think. If it's benefiting you and if you feel good and you're enjoying the process, then it's not being selfish. Doing anything for yourself that is a benefit is not being selfish.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, the weird part about kind of the time that we live in is everybody can be in everybody's business all the time. So if you want to claim, this is my goal, this is what I'm doing for myself this year, the likelihood of you getting backlash from negative people around you, like on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, is just so much greater nowadays. You'll have people in your face saying, oh, this person's being arrogant or self-centered, or they're talking all that woo-woo stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's my opinion. Whatever your goal is, to take care of yourself. If you're making this decision for the first time, maybe not for the first time, but maybe the first time in a while, because you're the type that takes care of everything and everyone else in life, then you kind of have to make the goal, claim and own it, and just enroll with it. It only matters that you know that it's important.
Right, because just like you said, if you're caring what everyone else is thinking, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
You're going to be discouraged. I shouldn't say fail, but you're going to be discouraged, and you're either going to slow down or stop.
I mean, how much more negative stuff do you see about things versus positive things? Like you'll get praise from your friends, right? Your closest friends, or maybe not even. Sometimes it's actually your closest friends that
are the worst.
That are the worst. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Maybe sometimes. Yeah. It's so. Yeah. I think that's about it, right? I think we get that question up.
So really, just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It says, how do you establish a realistic nutrition/food goal already using food tracker with goal of logging 3 times a week?
Okay, so when it comes to making realistic nutritional and food goals, the one thing I like to bring up to everybody, here at FitLife Fusion, we have certifications in Z-Health, we have backgrounds in neurology, so we're always talking about habits or habit change from a neurological standpoint. So there's this thing called the motor learning pattern. It's what a lot of people refer to when they talk about muscle memory, right? So when people are talking about muscle memory, they say, well, how many reps or how many days do I have to be doing something, right, until it finally becomes muscle memory and it's automatic. So just to run you through the numbers real quick. The first 1 to 1,000 repetitions is what we call the cognitive phase, right? This is the phase. Let's think of it like trying to learn how to swing a golf club. If you've never golfed before, okay, the first about 1,000 swings, you're in that stage where you're thinking through every little bit of the movement. Okay, then you have the associative phase. And those reps are from 1,000 to 10,000. Yeah. Okay, 1,000 to 10,000. And this is the associative phase is now like, okay, you already know where to put your feet, you understand how to hold your body, you understand some of the movements, you don't have to think through them, but you're still cognitively thinking through some of the movements and trying to sharpen it. And then the autonomous phase, or the automatic point, where it really is muscle memory, we're talking Tiger Woods type of swinging golf clubs here. That's when you finally reached that 100 to 300,000 rep range, right? So all those numbers aside, if you think about it, if you're trying to eat healthily and you start changing your diet up from whatever it was to something new, okay, every meal is a repetition in creating this new habit, right? So even if you were eating 10 meals a day, right? 10 meals a day times about 90 days. So after 3 months, you would finally be just getting out of the cognitive phase, that first phase where some things are starting to feel more natural. So that whole idea of 3 weeks and it's muscle memory, that's not how it works.
But just starting off slow, like just being realistic with yourself in the beginning. Don't say that I'm going to food track every day for the whole month or forever. You're dooming yourself already.
You have to plan to suck at this at first.
Yes.
You have to, right?
Yeah. That's what I tell people. Like we were having a conversation this morning in the class. Plan that you're going to have ups and downs, so that when you have your downs, you were already expecting it. And start off small. Like I was telling one person, because he's a dad, he's a husband, he works a lot. He's being pulled in all different types of directions. So it's like just change the way of eating, like 1 day a week. If that's all that you can handle right now, do that. And then maybe next week do like 2 days a week. And then slowly you build a larger foundation. Or when it comes to food tracking, we recommend people just doing 3 days a week of food tracking.
I know another coach who does 1 meal a day of the recommended or desired foods, right? Mm-hmm. Just even that is a good way to start building a new habit, right? So the other thing that we can throw out there too is chronometer.com. I'll have Chris put it up down here in the banner. But chronometer.com is probably, in our opinion, the best journaling, and it's free, online journal that there is out there in terms of how much information it gives back to you. Now, as coaches, we like to use that with people because the amount of information that most people wouldn't even pay attention to are the things that Jen and I are looking at when trying to figure out the types of foods, the macronutrients, right? Protein, fat, and sugar, and even micros. At some point after you figure, we kind of go step by step like this. First, get the right foods into your life, and the wrong foods out, right? And then get a handle on your macronutrient ratio. How much protein, fat, and sugar is the right amount for you? And we help people use heart rate and temperature readings before and after to figure that out. And then after that, we're looking at, okay, once we figure that all out, how much food and how often do you need to be eating? So if we were to break it all up, even though the whole time we're looking at this saying, all right, eat the right foods. Let's kind of start taking a look at trending heart rates and temperatures, and it kind of looks like we're looking at it in a more holistic way. To make it simple for you to understand, we break it down to foods and then ratio of nutrients, and moving into how frequently you eat and how much you need to eat, and then at the end we actually start looking at, well, do we need a supplement to see if maybe this person, if maybe they're low in vitamin K or vitamin A or something like that, and then we could try a supplement or eating the foods that have more of that to see what kind of progress you can make. But again, guys, it takes time. I felt like I went a little on a tangent there, but it takes time. It takes time. You really need to give yourself more slack.
Have an accountability partner. Like a lot of times some of the clients will have me text them, like lunchtime might be their hardest time to log in on their food tracker website. So I text them. I have an alarm on my phone, and I say, like, for a couple weeks, I'm going to say, hey, make sure that you log in on Chronometer, or make sure that you get your carrot salad in, or something like that. I'm not going to do that all the time, but just like for a couple of weeks, just to get you started. Ask your trainer or ask us to do that, or somebody else, or put it on your phone. Put in a little alarm. saying, hey, I got to eat this, or I have to eat. Things like that.
Yeah, I think we crushed that one. How can I find the motivation to work out and eat well when I'm constantly stressed from school and work? That's a pretty good one.
I can go for hours.
Do it up, Jen. Give it to him, Jen. Give it to him.
First off, I know this sounds weird to start here, but I feel like if you're already at a stress state and you're not feeling motivated, my question to you is, how's your sleep?
Oh, yeah.
And tackle sleep first, because your sleep is what's going to help you recover for the next day to help you even handle what you have to do.
Mailman.
So check out your sleep. Make sure that your sleep is okay. And then we can help you with that, with the information on even how to fix your sleep. So try to get rest in, just so you can handle, the stress of life. And then focus on nutrition, making sure that you're getting enough fruit and sugar, because sugar is an anti-stressor. It helps you deal with stress. So then you can even, when you're giving your body the nutrition it needs, it's going to be easier for it to handle even contemplating, working out, food tracking, even thinking about changing habits. For me, changing those and looking at that first is important.
Yeah, I think that when people come to me and say, I can't handle this, I can't do that, first of all, it's kind of a mindset, right? There is that mindset. You have to at least give yourself the opportunity to succeed, right? So you want to at least start saying, okay, I can do it, but I just don't know how yet. That's a whole lot better than, I can't wake up earlier than 8 o'clock, or I can't get to bed earlier than 1 o'clock in the morning. Because we hear, how often do you hear that, right?
Right.
I can't get to bed earlier than 1 o'clock.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, well, yeah, right. So there's that. But then moving on, like Jen said, if you're trying to overwork your body and you're not fueling it well, and you're not resting and recovering well, then it's going to seem nearly impossible to be able to do all the things that you want to do to get the results that you want to get. So a lot of the time what we tell people is, first, just like anything else, baby steps, little steps. Don't bite off more than you can chew right off the bat. You have to either be in school or you have to work. So those things are constants that, yes, we could mess with a little bit, like what you're eating at work. That can change, right? Making sure that you're getting more snacks, making sure that you're making better choices. But then we're not going to say, go into work late, or leave early to come in for a workout. You just want to try to make plans around your work schedule. And then while you're at work, the things that you can really do to help are going to be mobility, simple mobility drills you can do at your desk, simple mobility drills you can do between classes, things like that. Slow movement really does help to decrease stress on the body. And outside of work, you just want to try to figure out, okay, when could I make it to the gym? And that starts coming down to, prioritizing. And
be kind to yourself. Don't expect perfection. Going back to what we had mentioned before. If you already have low motivation and you're already stressed, and the thought of working out and eating better and just changing a lifestyle is already too overwhelming, then, like Peter said, start off small. But don't look at don't view it as work. Don't think about everything that you want to accomplish. Just start small. And just be fair. Have realistic goals. Don't say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in 2 months. Focus on, I'm going to make it a goal for this week to try to get better sleep. And start off small. And then once you start sleeping, you're like, hey, that was pretty easy. You know what? Let me try not to go to Fatburger today.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's one of the first questions we ask everyone to gauge really how stressed their bodies are. How's your sleep? And then first people will say, it's fine. Okay, do you sleep 8 to 9 hours a night? Oh no, I sleep 5 or 6, but that's all I need. Okay, so there's the first indicator that they're not getting enough sleep. And even if they are answering that question with a yes, then the next question is, are you sleeping throughout the night, or are you waking up? And very often, even if people are getting enough sleep, they're in bed for 8 to 9 hours, they're waking up in the middle of the night, things like that. So those are the two big indicators that your body is dealing with more stress than it can handle, and it's messing with your recovery time.
And really sitting down and really meditating and thinking about how important is it for you to become healthy. You know, we ask our clients here from 1 to 10, 10 being, you're hardcore, you're ready to gun it, to work out, eat healthy. How serious is getting healthy to you from 1 to 10?
Yeah, you got to have a strong why, right? You have to have a strong reason why you're in the gym or working on your business or whatever it is when it comes to any goal. A friend of mine, Zachariah Salazar, he always said, and this is something that he said to me years back that always stuck with me. He said, well, you have to figure out what a person's why is. And I said, yeah, I get that. And he said, if they're not succeeding over time, then their why is just not good enough. Tell them to change their why. And I had never thought of it like that, to say, well, just change your why. Sometimes people have this really noble reason as to why they want to get fit. Well, I want to be healthy, because I'm 50 and I may have I'm going to have grandkids at some point in time, and I want to have the day where I can play around with them and not be in pain. And that's cool, but that person might not be as motivated for that reason as opposed to I want 18-inch guns. Okay, well, if that's what really motivates you to be in the gym and you're looking at yourself in the mirror going, yeah, look at these things, then cool, whatever. It doesn't matter what your why is. It doesn't matter if it's vain or if it's necessarily noble. It's got to be strong enough. All right, last one. How do I make time for the gym? My day starts at 5:30 a.m., then work, kids, husband, life. Okay?
Anybody who's a parent knows that it's all about prep and being organized with your time and moving with purpose. You might writing lists at first, maybe the first month, writing a schedule down and sticking to it, and going back to only maybe doing that 1 to 2 days a week, and then if you can do more, do that 3 to 4 days a week. But it's about prepping your meals, it's about getting your priorities straight, and being really honest and serious with yourself.
Yeah, I was going with the priorities is at the end of the day. If it's not a priority, if it's not high enough on the priority list, it's not going to make it into your day. So and I don't want to just sound like I'm discouraging anybody from exercise or from dieting right, but you really have to take a look in the mirror and say, is this going to be a priority for me, or am I going to at least stop bitching at the fact that I haven't prioritized it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then making a little adjustments. I know with this person, she brings her kids to the gym.
Oh,
so
yeah.
maybe if you're in maybe you can ask your trainer, hey, can I bring my kids?
Mm-hmm. Which shows that you prioritize it.
Yeah, we had a client that, her daughter was older, but she would work out with us. I know for me, I love that, especially in the evening classes, it's a little bit more relaxed. We're able to do that. And it gets the family involved. You're becoming a good example for your children. You feel good, the kids feel good, you're spending quality time with your kids. Don't think that everything has to be one way. Try to be open-minded and flexible and see what adjustments you can make.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's all about prep. Prepping your food is huge.
Yeah, prepping your food, prepping your time, prepping for your day. Yeah. So, all right, I think we'll cap it there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we'll cap it there. That's plenty. That's a whole lot of good information. And what we probably didn't get into, most people asked questions that pertain to goals and motivation, right, as opposed to workout ideas. So for workout ideas and more things like that, you guys can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. We're always posting things where, we have a lift of the month here, it's a deadlift. So we're posting all kinds of variations on there. So you can check all that stuff out. You can go to FitLifeFusion.com, find everything else there, including our blog. And we're going to try to get this video made probably about every week, at least once a week. All right, so hopefully that was a lot of good information you can take and apply. If there's anything that Jen and I would like out of these videos where we just get here and have conversations and talk about experiences here in the gym, and try to answer your questions, is if 100 people watch this video, view this video, and one person gets some good out of it and they can actually apply it, then we feel like we've done our job.
Done good.
So that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm Peter Pinto.
And I'm Jennifer Davis.
She is. And this is FitLife Fusion. We'll see you next time on Heavy Thoughts.